What's going on, you guys? I hope you're having another good day. Welcome back to the channel. Weekend, making some content, doing some work on the truck. I'm having a good day. It's going to be an awesome video. So if you're watching it, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and enjoy the video, okay? So before we start, I got a couple shout outs I got to do to some companies for helping in today's video. Number one is going to be from PPE, all right? Pacific Performance Engineering. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. All right. The team over at PPE was nice enough and kind enough to help support this video today by sending us out two components that I will show you in a second. Thank you guys so much over there. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it. We also have a promo code for them that will be down in the description box down below. Okay. Second shout out is going to go to Adrian, my AMSOIL dealer. All right, you guys know I've been working with Adrian. He's been working with the channel for about 2 years now, pretty much since the channel started. Any AMSOIL needs, any AMSOIL products I need, I always go to Adrian. He gives me the best deal. The shipping is ridiculously fast. That's just the AMSOIL standard, period. Doesn't matter who you go through. His contact information will be down below if you are interested in some AMSOIL, which, I mean, you spend so much money on these trucks, why would you not want to run the best stuff in it? You know what I'm saying? I know my man Chad over at Chad Myers 73. I know me and him go back and forth with AMSOIL versus Hot Shot, but my man, when it comes to the oil, I gotta stick with the AMSOIL, man. So yes, absolutely. And then my last and final shout out is gonna go to the AirDog family. Okay, AirDog was super cool, and they actually sent me a little care package. I'm gonna show you guys in a second, a little swag pack with some goodies in it. AirDog, if you're watching this, thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. You guys know I'm a huge supporter for AirDog with their excellent, muy bueno customer service. Okay, you guys remember back when we had the AirDog incident, they were so fast and so quick to help out and get the issue fixed. I truly and wholly appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what we're working with today, and once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also smash that like button. Okay, so the AirDog fam was so kind. They sent us a swag pack, man. They got me this hat, flex fit, and it actually fits my head really good. I got a big ass head, if y'all didn't know, and it fits me. It fits really good. So I really appreciate that hat, AirDog. That's a dope hat. Definitely gonna be repping on the channel. And then they were cool and kind enough to hook it up with some t-shirts. Thank you. I mean, this is legit. Never had an orange shirt or a neon shirt ever in my wardrobe. This will be the first time. Pretty sick. And then we got red and green over here. And then on top of that, they sent us some filters. So once again, AirDog, thank you guys so much. This means so much to me. Just the fact that you guys are willing to send out products to a, you know, a relatively small YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. It shows, you know, who you guys are rooting for. So thank you guys so much. All right. Okay, so check it out. PPE, Pacific Performance Engineering, was so sweet and so kind to send us out a rear diff cover. Well, yeah, it's just a rear diff cover for our rear axle. Okay, they sent us out a solid aluminum, cast aluminum. This thing is beautiful. They sent us that, and then we're gonna go out to the truck in a little bit, but they also hooked it up with a deep dish raw aluminum transpan for our 68 RFE. On top of that, they sent us some dope stickers, right? Got the PPE sticker, gonna be repping that on the back of the truck here. They sent us a hat, got a dope PPE hat, stickers, and then a t-shirt too. Thank you guys, PPE, so much. It means so much to me. This is gonna be an awesome video today. I cannot wait. You guys go get that to the side. Ooh, Adrian hooked it up today. All right, so oil change. We're gonna be installing the Geno's Easy Drain oil valve. Super pumped for this. No more messy oil changes. I'm so excited, because no more the days of unscrewing the oil plug and like timing it right, pulling it from the right angle. Like, I think I've only been able to successfully remove the oil plug once on my truck out of all the oil changes I've done and not get oil in my hand. Every other time I get oil in my hand, it just happens. And then on top of that, the oil comes out at such a fast rate, it kind of splashes when it hits the oil pan, like the you know, the oil drain pan. So no more, those days are gone. Gonna be installing this when we drain the oil. Super pumped, ready, looking forward to that. God goodness, what is this? Oh snap, is that a deep dish transpan? Yes, it is. All right, you guys, so that's right. Yesterday, behind the scenes, we were cooking in the garage, doing some fun stuff. PPE sent us a deep dish transpan, raw aluminum, and I went ahead and painted it gold. It looks beautiful, solid quality like extremely pretty, extremely beautiful piece of work. You guys know my paint scheme. Yeah. It looks good. So we got that. Couple fun facts about the deep dish pan. It adds an additional 3 quarts of trans oil to your transmission, which is awesome. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the oil change, just because the oil change is pretty quick. We'll drain the oil. We'll go ahead, take out the oil filter, put the new Geno's plug on, the easy drain valve on, and then we'll top her off. Super quick job. You guys have seen me do oil changes before, so I'm not going to sit here and bore you showing you an oil change. But what I will show you is me pouring the AMSOIL into the engine, because that's like the most satisfying part of an oil change, is when you're pouring that brand new oil into the engine. So I love doing that. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right. Nope. All right. Why did I just get oil on my hands? Well, this is the last time I will have to get my hands messy like this. All right, you guys, so while the oil is draining, I figured I could talk about this easy drain valve for a second. I did pay for it. Geno's didn't supply this. I paid for it. It's like, I'll put a link down in the video. It's like, I think it's like, I paid 25 bucks for it. And then I bought the little cap. It was like an extra 3 bucks. So the way it works is you screw this portion into your oil pan, and then, make sure, and then this is where, take it off. This is where the oil will drain out of. Now, if you're looking in here right now, see if I can get up in there. Focus. Well, anyways, there is a ball. There you go. There is a ball bearing in there. And what happens is, the reason why I was afraid for the longest to put this on was because I was afraid it would accidentally open while driving. But what I didn't realize until now is there's a detent right here. So it sits in that detent and is spring loaded. So you have to forcibly push down, slide. So when you push down and slide it, it opens. You see that? You can see through it. And then when you close it, it snaps back in there. So it's pretty cool. And then there's an O-ring here, so that way it doesn't leak out and stuff like that. I bought an extra O-ring just in case, you know, never know. It doesn't hurt to own one. So yeah, I figured I'd show you guys this and let you see what it was about. One thing I just noticed, these new, so all AMSOIL oil filters I run, 25,000 mile oil change interval. So for those of you cats that do extended, my hot shotters, if you guys are hot shotting and you're running the AMSOIL filters, these are awesome because they're good for 25,000 miles. A lot of times the hot shotting cats, or even people who do a lot of highway hauling, they'll just do oil samples. So, you know, 10,000 miles, 7,500 miles, they'll do an oil sample. If the sample comes back good, they'll just keep going. And then these filters are nice because you don't have to change them out. One thing I just noticed is it's texturized now. So it used to be smooth black, and then AMSOIL texturized it. So AMSOIL, I don't know if you watch my videos, but if you do, I like it. That's real cool. It gives it a little grip now, so it's not as slippery. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and I filled up I put a quart of oil in the oil filter, spun that on. She's on there nice and tight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this easy drain valve on. Super simple. Obviously you wanna make sure you get all your residual dripping oil like that. Get that bad Larry wiped up. So we'll get that clean, and then I'm gonna time it. Get that in. Wow. Super simple. Now, when you're doing this, you're installing it just like your regular oil plug. You don't need to crank it down, nothing. Geno specifically says to just put it on and tighten it with a crescent wrench, just like you would tighten your oil filter. Nothing crazy, all right? So I'm gonna get this on and get this bad man. Get that bad Larry tightened up. Sharp rise of torque right there. No more, no less. Yep, that's it. That's all we need. Up close look at that. That looks really good. I like that so much. I don't even know why I haven't done that so long. Why I waited so long to do that. Wow. Yes. Awesome. Alright guys, so I figured I just finished adding the oil, so I figured I'd talk real 30 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever, why I run AMSOIL. So it's really simple. AMSOIL is factual evidence, okay? AMSOIL has testing, they have you can go on their website. There's only two companies that I respect and know of that do this, and it's AMSOIL and it's Hot Shot. Okay, you can go on their website, you can look at actual testing they have done with their products. Okay, I ran Signature Series right now. My last oil change, I ran Series 3000. Series 3000 is good for normal intervals. If you run Signature Series, you get double extended intervals, which means you're pretty much going twice the distance, which this pretty much pays for itself, if that makes sense. So my truck, instead of going 7,500 miles, I can go 15,000 miles on this oil change, and that's actually what I intend to do. I've done oil testing samples to make sure that it was actually factual, and it came back correct. So that's why I run AMSOIL. All the other companies, they don't have testing. Mobile might have testing, but they actually show facts with AMSOIL, okay? And then if you guys follow a super popular YouTube channel called Project Farm, he actually had an oil tournament, I believe, last year, and AMSOIL won the oil tournament. Alright, you guys, so you saw me take off the transmission pan. It's always a fight taking those things off, just because that gasket is pretty much suction cups it to the pan to the transmission. But it's actually kind of good, because if you look here, I can actually see how that 68 RFE protect plate is doing, and I know the camera's crooked, but it's actually doing good. Everything's still in place the way it's meant to be. I was actually specifically checking that accumulator plate up here to see if it's called ballooning, where it pretty much, the springs inside will push and cause it to have a bow in it. If that happens, that usually means your accumulator plate is shot or something's going on with your valve body. But everything looks spot on, perfect. You know, we put the ATS 68 RFE protect plate on here back in October, I think, or maybe September, November. But it looks good. I will give you guys a side-by-side comparison before we put the RTV on the new pan. That is extremely different. This one, stamped, your basic stamped steel. I don't even think it's aluminum. I'm pretty sure it's just stamped steel. And this is your cast aluminum. So big difference. You can see the cooling fins in here. Just a little background. So if you didn't know, aluminum is really good at dissipating heat. It's good at pulling heat and removing it from whatever fluid is running through it. This has nothing in here in terms of cooling. It's just a pan. It holds the oil. But you can see here with these fins, what happens is when granted, the oil is going to be cool by the time it comes back to the pan from the oil cooler, from the trans oil cooler, but any leftover heat in that oil, these fins are going to pull that heat out of the fluid, and it'll come through the bottom. That's just a little history, or a little lecture. So we're gonna go ahead, apply a bead around here. I already cleaned it up, and then, well, this is probably going to junkyard or dumpster or something. Ahead and got the trans pan installed. Sorry if I didn't record me installing it. I was kind of under a time crunch because of the silicone. I'm pretty sure I applied a little more than needed, but better safe than sorry. I'd rather have a nice thick seal around there than not have enough sealant and cause a leak. But as you can see, we go all the way around. There's a nice fat bead protruding from the two mating surfaces, so that tells me we got a nice seal going on. In conjunction with that, I highly recommend, when you're doing this, get you an extended Allen head. This is a special type of one. I forgot what they're called. It's like not a ball socket, but pretty much it allows you to be able to do it at different angles. So like it doesn't have to be straight up. I can do it like this. Reason why I say get you a long one like this is because when you come up here by the transmission lines, it's hard to get a regular fitting in there. So what can happen is you won't be able to get in there all the way, and you can potentially strip out the Allen heads, okay? But PPE does provide the bolts. I don't remember the size. This right here is a size 5. I don't know if that's 5 millimeters or what, but it says 5 on it, so it works. Another thing too, when you're installing the pan, when you go to put the pan up, right, chances are your holes are going to be covered up with silicone, meaning it's going to be hard to line up the holes. What I recommend doing is getting it up there, use this side, driver's side of the pan, and put in run some bolts in. They'll tell you to put 2 in, but what I did was I put 1 in here, 1 there, 1 there. I didn't run them in all the way. I just got them in, 1 there while holding it up. And what that does is it's slowly aligning the rest of the holes around it. Because if you try to put 1 here and then go on the other side and put 1 there, it's a lot harder because the holes are covered up. So just line them up here where it's easier at and work your way around. So hopefully those tips will help you guys out. All right. 4 gallons of ATF fluid to the transmission, so that's 4 times what? 4 times 4 is 16, so that's 16 quarts of tranny fluid we just added. I didn't record it because it took a long time. I'm trying to get done with this, so I went ahead and added 4. I'm letting the fluid go down there. I'm gonna stick the dipstick in here in a second and then check it, but then we'll crank her up, we'll run it, let her get an operating temp, drive her around a little bit, come back on a leveled surface because my driveway is inclined, has an incline to it. So I'm gonna check it on the level surface to make sure the servicing is good once it gets up to temp. One thing that's cool about AMSOIL is they give you these badass little juice pouches. It makes it super simple, so that way you ain't struggling trying to pour hot fluid, transmission fluid into the transmission. So we're gonna go ahead and button up the truck, crank her up, and then we're gonna go from there. So we're about to go ahead and crank her up. Figured this would be a good time to show you guys, those of you that keep asking how my remote start's doing. It's doing good. Still works as advertised. No issues. We'll go ahead and crank her up, let her idle, check for leaks between the oil filter, because we also did the oil change, and then also with the trans pan, make sure everything's good down there too. So let it rip. Oh yeah, we got that good oil pressure. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, yeah. All right. Alright, you guys, so I figured I'd throw the hat on just because, you know, it was fitting of me to do such. So we're driving right now. I just pulled out of my driveway. We're going to Advanced Auto. We're going to drop off the old transmission fluid and engine oil. I got them in the bed of the truck, so we're going to dump that off. And we're pretty much going to be checking the fluid when we get there. This way I can tell if the servicing is good, and also to make sure, you know, the truck drives good and feels good and everything. So far, so good. No issues. Yeah. Shifts good so far. So once we leave Advanced Auto, I'll get back with you guys and we'll probably be wrapping this video up, okay? To the house. Some time went by. Definitely probably about an hour and a half-ish. So check it out, long story short, I told you guys when I added the fluid, I did 4 gallons, so 16 quarts. Somewhere, some way, somehow I did the math wrong in my head, and for some reason I thought 12. I don't know why, but I wasn't thinking, because, you know, 4 quarts is a gallon, and, you know, I have 4 jugs, so yeah. So I did 16 quarts when we filled it up. Way super over serviced. I mean, you got the 2 dots on the bottom of the dipstick and 2 dots on the top. It was past the top 2 dots, probably 3-4 inches up, and I saw that and I was like, that doesn't look right. I drove it drove fine, came back. Some oil was coming out of the weep hole on top of the transmission, so when I checked it again, it was still super high, and I'm like, okay, that's way too much. So long story short, I had to drain about, I'd probably say 4 quarts of oil, if not 3.5 quarts. But I guess the pan paid off, because instead of me having to take off, now if this was a stock pan, I would have to take the pan off, but because I had the drain plug on the PPE pan, I ended up just taking the plug out, letting it drain some, you know, back. I went back and forth probably about 6 times until I got it right. The oil level is good now. in terms of trans temps, I really can't give you guys a oh my god it works so amazing type of deal, because one, it's really cool outside right now, so the transmission doesn't get hot, and number two, I've never had issues with my transmission running hot. You know, the highest I've ever seen my trans temp get was 195 degrees, and that was in stop and go traffic. So definitely right now we're sitting at 136 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's doing good, but no leaks. Everything went good. Oil for the engine was good too. So that's it, you guys. We're gonna wrap this video up. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Also, I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, but there is a promo code for the PPE dish pan. Also for the rear diff cover, saves you 15%. Use promo code everything diesel on the PPE website. It'll save you 15%. Well, I'll have the code and the link down below so you guys can snatch you up a a pan. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, take it easy, be safe, peace out.